Have you ever wondered why some people are able to build solid financial lives, even when starting from zero, while others spend years struggling without making progress? Maybe you think you need luck or a huge salary to get rich. But what if I told you that one of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett, got there by following simple and accessible principles that anyone can apply? In this video, you will discover the practical formula that Buffett used to move from the middle class to become a living legend of finance. And the best part, without relying on luck. If you feel like you weren't born with a silver spoon and are tired of watching money slip through your fingers at the end of the month, stay with me until the end, because today I'm going to show you how financial habits and smart decisions can transform your life in just a few years. No complicated theories or empty promises. I will give you the real actions that top investors follow to multiply their money and create true financial freedom. Let's go? Go ahead and leave your like now, because this content is going to open your mind. Most people believe that wealth is linked to luck or privilege. How many times have you heard phrases like, he only got rich because he was lucky, or she was born with a silver spoon? This limiting mindset makes thousands of people give up even before trying. But the data tells a different story. According to research by Fidelity, 88% of current millionaires are self-made, meaning they built their wealth from scratch. And here's a secret. The factor that most repelled them was not a unique opportunity or a twist of fate. It was a combination of making the right decisions and having consistent habits. Let me give you an example. Think of people like Howard Schultz, who came from a poor family and turned Starbucks into an empire. Or Sarah Blakely, who started with $5,000 in savings and created Spanx, sold for billions. None of them won the lottery. They applied behaviors that anyone could adopt. And do you know who also did this and took it to the extreme? Warren Buffett. You probably heard of him, but today I want to show you why Buffett is so special and what you can learn from his journey. Buffett wasn't born rich. At the age of 11, he was already making small investments, and over time, he began to understand the power of compound interest and long-term thinking. He always maintained a simple lifestyle, investing every extra penny wisely. While others sought shortcuts or lived for appearances, Buffett focused on the silent, patient strategy. Today, at over 90 years old, his fortune exceeds $100 billion. But what stands out the most is that he did this while maintaining habits accessible to any ordinary person. Imagine, he still lives in the same modest house he bought in 1958 and drives simple cars. Buffett shows that it's not about where you start, but how you choose to act throughout your life. Now, let's get straight to the point. What is Buffett's formula for building wealth without needing luck? It's based on 5 pillars. The first is living below your means. Buffett never spent beyond his means. This simple but powerful behavior creates a financial margin that you can invest. And it doesn't need to be drastic. Start by analyzing your expenses. Where are you wasting money without realizing it? Small changes like cutting unnecessary expenses or renegotiating debts can free up valuable resources to invest in your future. By the way, comment below, which financial habit do you feel is holding you back today? I want to know. The second pillar is long-term investing. Buffett was never obsessed with quick gains. On the contrary, his philosophy is buy and hold. Buy good companies and keep the stock for years, or even decades. This allows capital to grow safely and exponentially. A practical example. If you invested in Coca-Cola stocks with Buffett in the 80s and held on until today, you'd be reaping incredible dividends and huge appreciation. This is the power of time and patience in the investment world. So, before seeking shortcuts and trends, think, what would Buffett do? By the way, leave a like if this insight made sense to you. The third pillar is reinventing your income. Buffett always looked for new ways to earn money. From when he was young selling gum and newspapers to when he invested in companies across multiple sectors. And what can you learn from this? Don't rely on a single source of income. Even if you have a steady job, think about how you can create a second or third income. It could be something simple, like freelancing on the internet, selling products online, or investing in education to earn a promotion. The secret is to diversify and increase your income-generating potential. The fourth pillar is multiplying knowledge. Buffett dedicates a large portion of his day to reading and studying. He He says that the more you learn, the more you earn. Financial education and personal development are essential tools. And you don't need to start with big technical books. Read accessible content. Listen to podcasts, watch videos like this, and invest in courses that make sense for your reality. Knowledge is the asset no one can take from you, and it will improve every financial decision you make. The fifth and final pillar is avoiding bad debts. Buffett has always been against personal debt without purpose. He understands that debt only makes sense if it's productive, meaning if it generates returns greater than the cost of the money. Consumer debts, like credit cards or loans without planning, are enemies of wealth building. If you're stuck in debt, prioritize paying off the high-interest ones first and restructure your budget so you don't fall back into the cycle. A simple, yet crucial step for anyone wanting to break free from financial stagnation. But how do you apply all this starting from zero? Let's imagine Buffett was in your shoes with only 1,000 Brazilian reals available. He would cut unnecessary expenses, maintain the discipline to consistently invest in safe and scalable assets, and spend a good portion of his time studying and increasing his income-generating capacity. Even with little money, he would apply the same mental standard that led him to his billionaire fortune. And you can do the same. Start with small steps. Create an emergency fund, invest in ETFs of good companies or real estate funds, and always reinvest the profits. It's not magic, it's consistency. Many people give up along the way because they face emotional and social obstacles. The anxiety of seeing quick results or the pressure of comparing themselves to others on social media can be huge enemies. But remember, Buffett went through multiple financial crises and kept his strategy firm. The key is patience, resilience, and focusing on the long term. No one gets rich overnight, but anyone can build wealth with the right habits and discipline. The art of simplicity, one detail that few highlight about Buffett, is his commitment to simplicity. He avoids unnecessary complications in his investments and financial decisions. While many sophisticated investors look for complex and risky strategies, Buffett focuses on businesses he understands deeply. The concept of the circle of competence is one of his core philosophies. Only invest in what you master. This avoids serious mistakes and increases confidence in decisions. For you, this means stop trying to embrace the world and focus on areas where you already have some knowledge or interest. The simpler your choices, the clearer your path will be, and the lower the risk of falling into market traps. The power of networking. Buffett has always valued strategic partnerships and productive friendships. His relationship with Charlie Munger, for example, is one of the pillars of Berkshire Hathaway's success. Munger not only complements Buffett's thinking, but also challenges him to see blind spots and avoid hasty decisions. For you, this can translate into seeking mentors, joining study groups, or surrounding yourself with people who share a similar mindset to yours. When you connect with those who are on the same path or have already reached where you want to go, your learning process accelerates and your opportunities multiply. Emotional control and investments. Buffett is a master at controlling his emotions. While the market fluctuates and panic takes over common investors, he stays calm and sees opportunities where others see crises. During the 2008 financial collapse, for example, Buffett invested billions in solid companies that were trading at depressed prices. The result? Huge profits years later. This teaches us the importance of not acting impulsively, especially in turbulent times. Developing emotional intelligence in the financial world is just as crucial as understanding numbers. Before buying or selling any asset, ask yourself, am I acting based on data or fear and momentary euphoria? The importance of reinvesting profits. Buffett is a strong advocate for reinvesting profits. In practice, he doesn't spend dividends or returns from investments, but reapplies the money to enhance the effect of compound interest. This simple habit creates a financial snowball over the years. For you, it means resisting the temptation to spend small profits that arise. Stay focused on accumulating capital and reinvest whenever possible, even small amounts. The discipline of reinvesting creates an exponential effect on your wealth building. Legacy and life philosophy. Finally, Buffett teaches us that wealth has no real value if it's not tied to purpose. He is known for committing to donate the majority of his fortune to social and philanthropic causes. This shows that, in addition to getting rich, He thinks about how to generate a positive impact in the world. And you? Have you ever stopped to think about what your legacy will be? The pursuit of financial freedom doesn't have to be just about money, but about what you will do with it. When your motivation goes beyond personal gain and connects to something bigger, your journey becomes even more powerful and rewarding. Have you ever heard of Michelle Schroeder-Gardner? She is a perfect example of how one of Warren Buffett's principles can completely transform the life of an ordinary person. Michelle was born into a middle-class family in the United States and, for years, lived like most Americans, in debt and stuck in the cycle of paying bills and waiting for the next paycheck. But it was exactly when she decided to apply Buffett's first pillar, living below her means, that her life began to change. Michelle realized that if she kept spending every penny she earned, she would never have real control over her financial future. She started with small actions, cutting unnecessary expenses, renegotiating contracts, and most importantly, deciding to invest in her financial education. The most surprising thing is that Michelle not only got out of debt, but in just a few years, built a personal fortune. She started saving a large portion of her income and decided to invest her time in a blog about personal finance, Making Sense of Sense, where she shared her journey and taught others how they could do the same. By following Buffett's principle of saving and reinvesting, Michelle was able to not only generate a second income stream, but multiply it to the point where she could quit her traditional job and live 100% independently. Today, she travels the world full-time on a sailboat with her husband, while her company generates more than $100,000 a month. Michelle is living proof that living below your means and investing wisely can take anyone out of financial stagnation. And here's the big lesson. Michelle didn't luck or an unexpected turnaround. What changed her life was a conscious decision, a step that anyone can take. By the way, comment below, which Buffett habit do you feel could transform your life right now? And of course, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss more practical content like this. Let me tell you the inspiring story of Damon John, a former entrepreneur who literally went from bankruptcy to becoming one of the most respected investors in the United States by applying one of Buffett's most powerful principles, reinventing his income. Damon was born in Queens, New York, and grew up in a humble neighborhood. During his youth, he faced major financial difficulties, even working as a waiter to help with household expenses. But the real blow came when he tried to start a small urban clothing business and, without preparation, watched his company drown in debt. It was at this critical moment that Damon decided to change his mindset. He realized that if he continued depending on a single source of income and didn't look for new opportunities, he would be doomed to failure. Inspired by stories like Buffett's, who always diversified his income sources and invested in various sectors, Damon went back to square one, but with a new strategy. He created the brand FUBU, literally starting by sewing t-shirts in his living room with his mother's help, and more. In addition to selling clothes, he formed smart partnerships and began licensing his brand to other companies, creating multiple streams of income. The result? FUBU became a global phenomenon and grossed over $6 billion over the years. And Damon didn't stop there. Today, he is one of the investors on the show Shark Tank and a mentor to hundreds of entrepreneurs, always highlighting the importance of reinventing ways to make money, just as Buffett always preached. He went from bankruptcy to success by practicing the principle of diversification and innovation. This shows that change doesn't just happen with large sums of money, but with vision and attitude. If this story inspired you, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel to receive more content that can transform your financial life. Comment below. I will reinvent my income, and tell me what new idea you plan to start. So, if you've made it this far, you've already taken a huge step toward your financial freedom. Now it's up to you. Apply these 5 Buffett pillars to your daily life and change your relationship with money. Don't depend on luck. Depend on yourself. And before you leave, make sure to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to support the channel. Comment below. I will act so I know you're committed to this transformation. And in the next video, I'll show you how to start investing with little money and security. So don't miss it.